Hey guys, welcome back to Make It Dairy Free. I am Larisha, and today we are going to be doing another store video. This time we are going into Whole Foods. Now, I know this store gets a lot of flack for being very expensive, but there are a lot of things that you can find that are cheaper than some other places, but there's also some tips and tricks that we can use to get some things in the store. And they also have a ton of vegan items, and that is ultimately what we are going to be showing you today. So if you have never been into Whole Foods or you just want to see what tips I have to give you, then let's head inside and show you what we can find. So let's head into Whole Foods. Typically the main entrance, you will walk right into the produce department, and my oh my do they have a lot of produce. Literally anything and everything that you can usually think of, they have it, including a ton of organic options if that's your thing. Now I do want to talk about one of my biggest tips throughout the whole store, and that's to look for the sale signs. I do want to point out that not only do they have sale signs, but that you get an even bigger discount if you have a Prime account. So make sure you're utilizing that if you have one. And if you're a mushroom fan, you'll definitely find them here. So obviously that's not for Andrew. You also want to be able to find some vegan packaged dips, which you should definitely grab when they're on sale. I also want to point out the whole body section, aka anything you need for your body, from shampoo and conditioner to toothpaste, protein powders, vitamins, oils, and more. There are vegan options for everything. They run great sales here too, so I always try to stock up when I can. Whole Foods does just put their vegan things into the section of each thing, so you do have to look for it sometimes. The bulk section is a great way to save, especially if you're trying out something new or you just need a little bit so you can reduce the upfront cost and not have any waste. Lots of nuts and grains, so definitely check that out. Next, we're moving to more of the middle of the store, and I just want to point out that Whole Foods is great at catering to allergies, so you can find things that are soy-free or gluten-free things very often. Like I was saying a second ago, Whole Foods puts things in whatever section they belong in, so one of my biggest tips, especially if you've never shopped here before, is to walk up and down every aisle and really look at all of their options. You'll be really surprised at how many vegan things that they have, and you can really find things all over the store, but it does take a little bit of looking. Almost pretend it's like a Where's Waldo game and you're like, oh, there's one. Whole Foods has one of the biggest sections of shelf-stable non-dairy milk, but I love the individual packages that are perfect for kids' lunches. Next tip, always, always, always pick up the vegan options for Whole Foods 365 store brand. They're typically cheaper than even other stores, but one of the really cool things about the store brand is that they label things vegan right on the package, whether that they are vegan or not. Don't get me wrong, some things aren't labeled this way, but most are, and you can find really great prices doing it this way. This is an especially great tip when you enter the baking aisle and you realize that the store brand sprinkles are in fact vegan. They do have others, but again, look at that price difference. Sprinkles has been a hard one for us. Being able to easily pick up a variety has helped our girls feel included, especially when their friends have them. Also, a newer item within the last year or maybe two is that they carry these vegan Jell-O bases, which are awesome for a variety of things, so check out those flavors. The same thing goes for most of their store brand baking mixes. They do say vegan mix only or vegetarian as prepared, but you just have to swap out the egg recommendations for something like applesauce and you are good to go. Just like with their shelf-stable non-dairy milks, they have a huge section of refrigerated milks, literally any type that you can think of, including two of our favorites, the Wonder Milk and Not Milk. And then they have yogurts. Oh, the yogurts. If you have not seen our vegan yogurt video, you are truly missing out on some really good belly laughs, but they do have a huge variety of options here. I do like that you are able to find more and more of the bigger size containers as well, so if you are liking those, then definitely grab that one. Onto the sweets aisle, there are shockingly so many options. Again, so many of the store brands say vegan right on the label, but there are other brands and items available as well. Just make sure you really read the labels in this section because some brands have certain vegan and others not vegan even in the same brand. Next up, more of the refrigerated section, you will find some of the absolute best prices on tofu here. We always love freezing our tofu for a better texture, so I definitely stock up when I'm here and just toss the packages into the freezer. There are other vegan meat options here, even some dessert options. Definitely check out those cookies if you want to have a super easy option. And oh, the cheese options. Non-dairy cheese, that is, for before someone comes after me. There are so many different options, from specialty cheeses to slices to shreds and literally any and everything in between. Of course, this isn't all the vegan cheese options there are out there, but they do carry a lot.
My next tip is to always look for this last chance cart, usually near the back of the store. There's always a few vegan options here, and sometimes, but not always, on a decent sale so they can get rid of the products. So check that out if you can find the cart. I do want to point out another tip is to look for these little green signs that you see all over the store. A lot of times they would clearly point out which products are vegan, but it is closer to the spring holidays when I'm filming this, so I think they switched it out to label kosher for those who observe. Also look for the little local signs. They show brands that are near to where you live. The frozen section literally has so many options, it's hard to even show you them all. Literally a ton of vegan ice cream options, but again, there are dairy ones spread throughout here, and they are always mixed in, so double check, but seriously, there are endless options here. In the frozen aisle, there's also a specific section that says meatless entrees, and it's where you'll find a ton of vegan options. Popular brands like Gardein, Daring, or Dr. Praeger's to local brands that will change depending on your location. I do want to point out again, like in every video, that you should always check because just because something is here doesn't mean that it's vegan. You can see on these corn meatless chicken option that there's egg right in there, so we wouldn't want to grab something like that. Biggest tip of the day for the sweet tooth is that you cannot walk into a Whole Foods store without checking out the bakery. They have vegan labeled on all of their options, which makes it easy to find stuff. I mean, I almost wish they would make it a little harder. And these vegan croissants, oh my gosh, you are instantly going to be in love. They do change things up for what they offer in vegan options, so not everything is always going to be there, so keep that in mind. They do also have vegan items in the bakery cases, usually a few flavors of cupcakes. I mean, you guys, look at these. Also, something I think is really cool, they have full-size vegan cakes ready to go, and honestly, the price isn't that bad. I really like that they have this option here. Whole Foods does have a hot and cold buffet bar again, and there's always vegan options on it. They clearly label their options with a V for vegan, and these options do change based on seasonality, so not everything is always going to be the same. I do also like that they give a full ingredient list as well if something isn't labeled. My favorite tip is that you can get a whole 16-inch vegan pizza for just $15, and they even have a vegan sandwich on the menu now.
Alright, so those are my tips for shopping at Whole Foods. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments to leave or any tips of your own that maybe I didn't discuss, please leave them in the comment section below. We also have done Whole Foods and not Whole Foods. We have done, that's what we just did. We have done Trader Joe's and Aldi, and I will leave them here for you guys to see. Have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!